But all right. Hey, good evening, everybody. How are y'all doing? It is 8 o'clock. Actually 8:04. Today is November 24th. Guys, I'm glad y'all could make it back after such a tough weekend. I ain't going to get into that because this is the Bigfoot show. Wearing my shirt tonight. Don't believe Bigfoot. You can kiss my on the backside. All right, guys, I got an announcement tonight, and I will announce it again at the end of the show before I bring on my little cohorts tonight. Uh, Richard Farabee with BFFFG and Johnny Two Bears with I believe it's Sasquatch Encounters. I can't remember, but anyways, they have come up with another channel or another show that they're going to be working side by side with. And guys, I would like for you guys to go over there and subscribe if you wouldn't mind. I can't wait for it to get started. It premieres December the 8th. We'll probably try to get Richard on. He may pop on later on in the show tonight. I don't know. I'm not sure. I didn't talk to him today. But, anyways, it's called Sasquatch Unredacted or I believe it is redacted, if I'm thinking correctly. But, anyways, we'll have him on either. Like I said, he may pop in later on tonight before the end of the show. I hope he does and let him explain what they're doing. But just so you know, if you would look it up and go over there, subscribe to him, get them subscribers going before they even get on the air. So, anyways, all right, guys, let's get my cohorts in here. First guy we got coming up, our first my buddy. All right, here we go. There's the man that runs this show.
I might run.
Hey,
I might run the people off the show, but I don't run the show. I finally made it back on here. I hope everybody's having a good night tonight.
oh, I will guarantee you they always ask about you, Wayne. They do, and they
I
love
love
seeing
them.
you on here.
I love them too. I love all of them.
I do too. But our little star of the evening, we had him on the show once before, and we thoroughly enjoyed this guy. And I can't see anybody not enjoying this gentleman. But he's returned tonight, and let's go ahead and get him out of the dark room here. It's Flat Rock.
Hey,
How you doing,
hey,
buddy?
doing good, doing good.
Yeah, you seen any Bigfoot around?
No, I don't look for
Oh Lord, we are going to have some fun tonight. Uh, I made the comment a couple of weeks ago that I seen a video that I think that ranks right up there with Patty, and the reason I said that is because I feel like it's 100% real, and I don't often say this. You know what I mean? Because I always assume suspicions. You know what I'm getting at. I can't always nail it down. This one I don't think is fake at all. In this world of you can make fakes, AI and all this kind of stuff, this one I don't think so. And that's the reason I made that claim, and I hope you didn't mind.
Mm-mm. It
You
ain't
didn't
that
mind it?
good, but I don't mind.
You didn't mind. But I tell you what, we'll get started, and then we're going to have a discussion afterwards, guys, uh, and we're going to see just what is going on Flat Rock's property, and we're just going to have a good general discussion. Let's see. Yeah, I am on there. All right. The first one that we're going to show is some shadows at the side of your home. Do you want to set this up before I show
Yeah,
it?
yeah. What was going on? We kept hearing something coming around the house and going around the fence line, and at this time we knew what they were. This was, we thought they were people at first, but this now is where we know what they are. And I set up a camera right beside the fifth wheel I was staying at the time, and I actually set some corn up on a log that was sitting out there, and hoping they were going to come out right there where we know they was coming through at. Well, they snuck around and only caught the shadows of them. They actually went up on the porch instead of coming around getting the corn. They rather had the dog food.
It, oh, I think yeah, well, uh-huh. All right, we'll show the video real quick. Like,
But
see this
real
work?
quick, them things, if they were fast. Whatever it is, they were fast. How they come up beside that house and then left.
Yeah. All right. Let's see if I can get it to play. Let's see. Is it going to? I don't know. Let's see if this one will.
Okay, that's where I was filming out the porch.
Yeah.
You'll see.
Yeah.
You see, I'm filming toward that side of the house that they're coming toward. This one, he come the total opposite way from where they was actually coming. You'll see the shadow coming off the car right there.
Now, are you shooting out a window here?
Bedroom window, yes, sir.
All right.
So you can actually see my fifth wheel right there on the other side of the car.
Yeah.
There he goes right there. He's going up on the porch. He's actually getting in the dog food. Now I cut this down a little bit so I could actually send it to you. But he was up there for a little while. But you see, a cat come off, run away from it as it came back off the porch.
Do you see the cat?
Yeah, he's right there at the window.
Okay, I don't see him.
Back it back up. You'll see the window right there.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I see him. I see him.
He got out of there, man.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Yeah.
Right there before he come off the porch.
They come off the porch. That thing was up there with him, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, the cat had actually heard it, I believe, heard it messing with the cat food because they always run to us when we're filling their bowls up.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sure he heard that thing pop that lid open on that cat food or dog food and was coming up to the porch as that thing was coming down and it run back to the window. That's what I believe happened.
I see. All right, hang on a second, guys. I want to make sure of something real quick, okay? What is this about? And I apologize. All right, that's nothing. I'm not seeing a chat room. Waylon, do you see a chat room?
I've got the chat room the phone, but it's not pulling up on the restream feed when you go over to the comments. No, I'm not seeing it on that either, but I can see it on my phone.
Yeah. Make sure of something real quick, okay? Okay, yeah, let me cut this down. Guys, I don't see the chat working over. I'm telling you, Restream is just terrible doing this to me. Yeah, let me see something real quick. Hey, good evening, Mr. Athis. I'm glad you got to come again, bud. Hey, Tim with Ohio Bigfoot Researchers. Josh Isley, hi, guys. How y'all doing? Old Bear, glad to see you, bud. I'm sorry, I cannot see the chat room, so I'm going to set this over here, and I'll just have to glance over every now and then, so I apologize for that. Restream is really messing me up here lately. They need to straighten up. All right, so here we go. So the cat's up there in the window, and this creature is on the front porch after the dog food or cat food.
But either one, whichever one he got into. So they both up there. They're both in a 10-gallon or 5-gallon buckets.
Uh-huh.
Pop that lid off, dips his hand in, and takes off. But he was up there for about 3 to 4 minutes.
Yep, and you shortened the video, I can tell.
Yeah, I had to shorten the video, yeah.
Yep. So let's see if we can get it going again.
You know, I had to cut the volume on it because you could actually hear me wake up, go to the bathroom, and then come back in the room. So I cut the volume off of it.
Okay.
That's amazing how fast that's all you could get was a blur on that camera.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And these guys go in the woods and think they can kill them. Good luck.
I mean, because that was at a point. That was at a point I kept moving the camera almost daily, you know, so they wouldn't know where it was at.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, they'd actually come around looking for that camera. They really would.
Okay, that one was this one is the one that we was talking about earlier at the side of the trailer or whatever it was.
Be on your extreme left side, right beside that tree. You'll see the shadows pop up real fast.
Yeah, and the thing about it is you hear twigs snapping out there too.
Yeah, Yeah.
That's what caught my attention right off the bat. Let me back
Watch how
it up
fast
again.
they come up.
All right.
Boom, boom.
Okay, you see them?
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
about 3 or 4 of them just popped up. Boom, 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 boom. Just like that. Just that quick.
I want to back it up just a little bit. If you see right there where that shadow pops up right there, you see this long one kind of looks like some kind of pole of a shadow. And over to the left of it, you see that shadow pop up. Do you see the shadow in the bush right there? Let me see what happens there. No, that shadow was already there. That must be a hole in some branches. By the way, uh, Flat Rock, did you happen to notice, or maybe you can tell me, right there in the middle, right beside that bush that I'm looking at, is that a bow? An arc?
Yeah, that's a bow. Yeah. But if you look right beside the bow on that
Oh,
log, you'll see that bag of corn I put out there.
is that right over to the right of it?
Dead center screen.
Yeah.
White bag of corn.
Okay. But right there, right beside it to the left, is that a bow, a small bow?
Yeah, it's a
An
small
arc?
bow.
Okay. I
And
just
see,
wanted to
that's
be
why
sure.
I had that camera. That's why I had that camera pointed toward it, because when I finally got online and started looking this stuff up, that's what people said to look for. Is these bows and tree markers, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I pointed the camera right toward that bow, thinking they were gonna come out right there at them little holes, but they come closer to on the side of the trailer instead of through them bows.
Now, Mr. Athos wants to know, how long ago did this occur?
This was December the 12th of 2019.
2019, December 12th. So about the same time of the year. Where did Waylon go? All right, well, we'll continue on. Watch this. Big shadow.
And watch them leave. They'll leave the same speed. Boom, 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 gone.
That quick.
That quick. Just keep it going. You'll see them leave. Boom, 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 boom. Just that quick.
Okay. And see, I still hear snapping and cracking going on.
You're actually going to also hear them opening that. If I didn't get it cut out, you'll also hear them pop that bucket open.
Okay. What is that? Don't sound like twig snapping. What is that?
I think that's acorns dropping.
Okay.
Hear that bucket pop open?
Yep.
Just that fast. Boom, 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 boom. Actually, they were shutting that bucket back up, but they just boom, 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 gone.
So that's them leaving now that the shadow is
Gone.
Back it up. So let me go there. See, now you see the shadow. Now, yeah, granted, this is some kind of overhang that kind of almost looks like the head and shoulders of one, what it looks like.
Yeah,
But
I had to cut like 6 minutes out of this so I could send it to you.
Yeah, I know. That's the reason I called you earlier, because I couldn't get it. And my editor messed up on me. I had just updated the thing. And when I did, it showed too much file. Now I'm all messed up. It's just been one of them kind of weekends. But anyways, we got it worked out. But anyways, there's the shadow. And basically, I'm going to say whatever length it is, it goes into this hole. You're not going to see the rest of the shadow. But watch out for it leaves.
There we go.
Gone.
Hold on, they ain't gone yet. They ain't gone yet.
Nope, they still hanging out. I seen that. I'll back it up just for a little bit and show that again.
Yeah, just run it all the way through. You'll see them leave. Now they're gone.
Now they're gone.
Hold on. Yeah.
Now, Flatrock, how long were they there at that
Uh,
particular thing?
5, 6, 7 minutes, maybe.
Mm-hmm. And it just shows just a little bit, don't it? Now, let's see. Wait, hang on a minute.
Cause they're so fast, that's all you can get.
Okay. Good. Okay, there you go. What happened? What happened there?
I went backstage. There you go.
Yeah, I wonder why. I'm telling you, government keeps screwing around with me. Jeez.
It was
All right.
6 minutes and 30 seconds. That's the length of the footage.
Yeah, I was wondering how when from the time the shadows showed up and they were doing their thing to the time they went away, how long did you figure it was?
About 6 minutes and 15 seconds.
Okay. All right. So Flatrock froze up. He's not now. I don't know
He's
what
not
happened.
froze up.
My
No, you're
pro?
fine. No, you're
No,
fine. You're fine.
I was
What I'm
going
reading
to.
over here is on a delay, so I'm having to read the chat room off my phone. All right. Did anything else happen that night, that particular night?
I got the chat. I'll take care of it.
You okay?
I'm here.
Okay. All right. We'll move on to the next video because, like I said, I want us to have a good chat tonight. And anybody want to ask any questions? Let me go here.
What year? What year did you say that was in? Somebody wanted to question 2019 Flat Rocks. That's what you said.
All right, I'm gonna freeze it right there. Flatrock, you okay?
Yeah, he froze on me then, Tommy. I mean,
Yeah.
Alpha.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We'll give him a second, see if he can come back. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry about guys. I'm having to do it this way. For the simple reason is my editor's messed up, and I'm gonna have to basically knock it out and reload it. You back with us?
Yep.
Okay. Now this one, we'll need some explanations on this one, brother.
All right. I'm over here now in my house, and I'm sitting here. I'm watching the screen. I set the camera at the window, and I'm watching down
Okay, he froze up again on me.
the power line right here that goes. Yeah, dang.
If he's freezing a lot, Ice Mox, just cut me off and
Yeah.
see if that helps any.
Hold on a minute. Let me. I'm going to switch over to a different Wi-Fi. So
Okay.
just hang on with me real quick, okay?
Okay. Yeah, because I want an explanation on this one. Hey, Henry, how are you doing, bud? Yeah, while we're waiting, I will give us a little bit of explanation. What you're seeing right now in the screen, of course, you see us down at the bottom left. There he is. Let's see if this works.
There we
Looks like
go.
he's moving better. All right, sounds good. All right, go ahead and explain this again.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
Anyway, I got the camera out my window. A few months earlier, I had caught eye shine right here in my yard out the same window going behind that tree.
Mhm.
I'm looking in the same direction, and there's a path, down the power line right here, and there's an opening in this path that these creatures were taking. And so I luckily, I seen something go by and turn the camera, mash record real quick on my iPad for the recorder to start recording, and I caught them coming back across.
Okay, now, all right, let's because you gotta really pay attention. Because the first time I seen it, Flat Rock, you was telling me, there was a little one involved. I never
Yep.
could see that little one, and
Yep.
I looked and I watched this thing. I don't know how many times. I never could see it. And I finally caught him. I see where this thing is at, so I want people to see what we're looking at right off the bat. Now, if you look up there to the far right, you'll see a light or a little round circle light. Is that correct? What kind of light is that?
That's a porch light
Okay.
and
All right.
and a window. It's actually a house over there, and
Mhm.
that was at the front of the property. Where he crosses is mid property, and but the lights coming off the house up front was
Yeah.
brightening that up.
Okay. Now we see a kind of a white square box. Looks like right
That's a
there.
cooler.
That's a cooler. Okay.
That's a cooler.
Now, up here, that the light that we see that looks almost like a cross. Where's this light coming from?
Oh, okay. That's what I like to explain it first. The one on the extreme right, what they call a booger light, a pole
Mhm.
light. The
Yeah.
one that looks like a cross is the house lights, and then you got the cooler down here at the bottom.
Okay. Now,
My fault.
if you look to the very far left of this light, you're looking at trees and tree limbs and I guess undergrowth. Would that be
Correct.
right? Okay.
Correct.
All right. Now, this is why I love this, and we're going to pause it several times because I want people to see what's going on here. This is one of my favorite films. Here we go. So I'm going to pause it right there and back up. Did you happen to see that flash of gray or that flash of white?
That's that
Did
little
you?
one.
That's the little one. And I'm going to back it up again and start right here. If you look right here at the cooler, the square box, the white square box, if you'll look up and to the right a little bit, you'll see kind of like a gray form show up right there. Okay. Do you see it? It was almost directly above the cooler. Did y'all not see it? Hey, Joanne, how you doing, huh? Do you not see it? Let me see if I can back it up to where it's at. No, you have to see it in motion, I reckon. Right there. Did you not see it right there? You didn't see it, do you?
I
Okay.
couldn't see that one.
Okay. If you look, and especially if you go back and look at the replay, right above this cooler, you will see a gray flash. I can see it just clear as day. Let me go forward just a little bit and see if I can back it up to it. Because me and my wife both see it.
I saw it then.
Where? Right above the cooler?
Yeah, yeah, I saw it then. Yeah, when
Yeah,
you
we'll
was
back.
backing it up to start it over, I just saw it that time.
Right there. Did you just see it? Did
I
you see
missed
it?
it on that one. I didn't see
I
it
seen it.
then.
I did. I see it every time now. Go a little bit, then I'm gonna back it up again. It's right after the 13-second mark. I'm gonna try to pause it right when it does it, so let me pay attention. There it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. I passed it.
It's about the 15-second mark. So let me see here. See if it backs it up to where you can see it, a difference. No, it's not going to let me do it. It's a sudden, kind of like a quick flash, but there is something gray. Like I said, if you're looking at this white box and you look directly above it, it is probably about in between the distance of the cross light and the cooler. It is just a quick flash of gray, looks like. Okay, so I'll back it up one more time and show it again. I don't know if the chat room is seeing it or not, but we'll do it again. There's your flash of gray. Now, what happens next year, Flatrock?
It crosses back and it crosses through the light right here with a cross, or it looks like a cross right there in that path.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yep.
it keeps walking and it go into the woods. And then one of them would turn toward the camera and you can actually see that eye shine, how it looks like a flashlight looking at you. That's when
Mm-hmm.
how people talk about, eye shine and how bright
Mm-hmm.
their eyes are when they look into a camera that
Mm-hmm.
got night vision on it. It'll shine that eye up just like a flashlight.
I have never seen anything like that as far as that goes. Never seen one at night with and I've asked people before, and several of them have said that it's not something that they could just turn and look at in the dark and turn on bright lights with their eyes. You know what I'm saying? It's not that. It's
Nope.
reflective,
Yep.
and I'm extremely impressed on how to see this right here. But watch when it crosses. If keep your eye on the light of the cross. Okay.
Oh, well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Now I ask anybody, tell me what was that? Okay. What time of night was this?
Oh, I'd have to go back to the video to tell, but I mean, I was still up. So I would say somewhere between 8 and 11, somewhere up in there.
Okay. What do you think this was?
Oh, I know what it was, but
Okay.
no, I'm not going to try to convince anybody else what it is. I know what it is now because I done seen them before I even filmed this.
Now, let me ask you something. You've seen them, and now you got it on film here. Does that not scare you any at all, or what kind of reaction do you have to
Oh
this?
yeah, they scared the hell out of us at first. Like I said, we thought they was people at first.
Yeah.
Not these critters. We thought it was people. This was actually what Mr. Bob had seen on that July 4th night when that's his house over there where that light is. He was
Mhm.
actually looking back one night on the night of July 4th of 2019 when he said he seen somebody crossing through the yard. He's seeing the same thing as what we're seeing on this footage, except from the other side. And that's
Yeah.
when we went looking for him. And right here in front of that light, from that light toward my house, is where we thought that person was in the woods. We, told him to come out. He wouldn't. Ask him the second time, he wouldn't. So we told him to, don't come back to the yard. Just keep on going till you get out in the road, and then leave. And that's when Bob shot a bullet off. And then that night, whatever come out in woods that we thought was people, got real belligerent that night. I put it that way. And yeah, it scared the living daylights out of us.
That's kind of. I mean, it's amazing to see this. To me, it is. I don't know about everybody else, but it's just amazing to watch that. I would not know how to react with a flashlight out my window or whatever kind of light. Look out here and see this crossing in the woods. Now, was that a shadow or was that light shining on it?
No, that's a light shining on it. And you also see that little one that with the eye shine going across on the bottom. You can actually see that one on all fours. You'll see that eye shine, and then you'll see that big one walking right there beside it, going back into the woods right here behind the house.
Now I see something white.
Yeah, that's that eye shine. That's that little one's eye shine down at the bottom.
Is that what that is?
Yep, that's one on all fours. Big one's on 2, little one's on 4.
All right, right there is the big one.
Yep.
The little one, I see a little bit of gray right there, and that's what I kept pointing out. That gray. I don't know what's going on there. Smarter people than me is going to have to tell me. But that's where I see this gray, basically right up above this cooler. And that's the same color that you'll see. And I'm going to tell you something. Later on in this video, where you see the eye shine, you will see that gray shape again. I mean, I've studied this thing. All right, let me see here.
Some other kind of creature with them, probably.
If you'll
Well,
stop it, Tommy, right when it's straight up and down in this hole, you'll actually see how it actually leans, how that big that creature is actually leaned over. You know
all
how
right.
the front, how the top of him's leaned over, walking.
All right. Let me see if I can do that. Sometimes it's hard to stop it
It
right when you
is.
want it,
It
but
is
let's see what we can do.
right there.
Right there.
Well, one more bump. Oh, you can actually see a little bit of it. You see him
Yeah, you
leaned
can
over
see it.
the top.
I can see, looks like to me, now this is my opinion, guys. Looks like to me almost at the top of that light, that cross light, you can see the head. It looks like to me the body is leaning a little bit, well,
Forward.
actually quite a bit forward, and it looks like its arm is right there at the bottom of that light. Am I correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me see if I could just bump it just a little bit for her.
Right
All
there
right,
it
there you
is,
go.
dead center.
See his back.
Yeah. Yeah. See his
Well,
head too. Let's see his head
Yeah.
is pronounced more than his back is.
Yeah.
yeah.
What
I
I'm
mean,
talking about with his back, how his back is actually like
mhm.
that right there.
You
You
about
know,
got the right angle when you just held your hand there.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like
I
that
mean,
right there.
you definitely, well, it seemed more bent over than what your hand is, looks like to me.
Yeah.
That's, whew, that is, I don't know. I wouldn't know how to react, just to be honest. Let's back it up and let it run through.
But he's about 70 foot from out this window.
Do what?
He's about 70 to 100 foot out this back window right here that I'm sitting beside right now.
Now, do you think this was male or female?
With the little one with him, I'd say female.
That's what I would think so, too. That's what I would think.
You never know.
Okay, I'm going to pause it right there because you want to explain what's fixing to happen next.
Yeah, they walk into the woods, and one of them will turn toward the camera, and you'll see a really good eye shine looking directly at the camera.
All right, sorry about that, guys. My Sprite went down the wrong pipe. All right, if you'll look around these trees here, I want you guys to pay attention. You'll see something gray moving in these trees. It's just real quick. It's kind of like it was over here above the cooler, but you will see some kind of form before you see this eye shine. Okay.
Right there.
You see it? Now that's not the best eye shine,
No.
but it's
Yeah, I
quick.
saw it. Yeah, I saw it clearly. Yeah.
But did you see the gray get there?
The
Sorry,
grays,
guys.
the grays over there with it to the far, not from to the far left, but whatever the gray is where the eye shine is too.
Yep. There's some gray that looks like it stands up or does something. There's this long branch that's hanging down.
Yeah.
Looks like it's forked out. It's right in between that gap. Let me
Yep.
back it up and go again.
Eye shine. There it was.
You see the eye shine.
Uh-huh.
Let's see if I can. I don't know.
The
It's
gray,
still,
the gray's right beside it.
yeah, the gray is right beside it.
Yeah.
Let me see. Sometimes this thing is real touchy, fellas. So like if I want to go to 33, it's going to aggravate me.
You may never get it to pause right on it. Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah,
It's hard.
it is very hard.
Yeah.
All right, we'll just back up and let them see it again. You guys see it in the chat room? Do y'all see it?
Right.
All right. I see something move right then. Okay. We'll go a little bit, see if I can catch that. Dang it.
Yeah, they
Almost.
see it. They see it in the chat.
There's the beginning of it, of the eye shine.
Yeah.
Right there, you see that little ball of light. All right. Let's go forward.
Oh,
There you
That
go.
boy looking straight at the camera right there.
you
He's
got
looking
him in. Yeah.
dead on it right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I
That
just
looks
want to
like
make
what is it?
And
What?
and the thing is, when you didn't believe in these creatures, like we did back when it all started,
sure.
you'd actually think that was a flashlight pointing in the dang woods without a light shining out. Like a flashlight does, how it shines out.
Yeah.
It looks like the head of a flashlight, but with no light shining out with it.
Well, if you
Yeah.
look at it real close, it looks like the same size, just about as that porch light.
As that burger light, that pole light. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, we know that the eye shine is closer than that porch light, but it
Right.
almost looks like the same size. But it's,
Yep.
yeah, I'm like you. It looks the size like a flashlight.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like a? I may be like. It seemed like to me that's a juvenile. Does it look bigger than that to y'all?
I think it is the juvenile.
That is the
I think that
juvenile.
I seriously think that when you go back to the light cross over here, and see it walk in front of it, there is something small and gray walking beside it. That's the reason I tried to pay as much attention to the one in front of the cooler. You will see a flash of gray. I mean, it's just about like half a second, if that long, but you can see it. And once you know that where to look at, you'll see it every time. And then when it walks in front of the light, the female, the juvenile, is walking beside it, down kind of like around its knees or on all fours, as Flatrock says.
But
But
to explain this a little bit, Tommy, what it done, it walked past that light back there in the back. Okay, walked past that light, then it turned up toward my house. Up into them trees, and that's why that light looks a lot brighter than it did back there, because he's actually getting closer to my house. He's actually coming up toward my house, and
yeah.
not straight back into the woods.
Well, just a question. Right now I'm seeing what looks like it could be a small tree. In the film itself, it looks like it may be just a few feet away from the light.
Branches,
Okay.
yeah, branches.
Okay. All right. Then you see where this eye shine is at, and you see the branches that it's around. How close is that to you, those branches?
Those branches are about 10 feet out my window. About 10
Okay,
feet
now,
out my window.
I'm sure the creature or whatever it is beyond those limbs. You just got fortunate to catch it looking at the camera and got the eye shine.
Yep.
Is what I think.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Now I love doing this. I'm gonna back it up and let you see if y'all could see any more gray before, because now you know where to look at and what you're looking for. See, I actually seen eye shine 3 times right there. Did y'all? If you'll look to the underbrush right there at the limb, you'll see a flash. And then about middle ways, you'll see another flash. And then you see it look like a beacon like it is right now. Well, now, what did it do right there?
It either turned its head or closed its eyes, 1 to 2.
Yeah, I get that. But when it closed its eyes, did it start walking away, or you seen it 2 times?
It kept walking further. It turned back. Once it started walking toward the house, it turned back and went on into the lease here.
Okay.
Run the video. It looks like to me. It looks like to me he turned his head.
Yeah.
All right.
See him blink, and then
Yeah, he turned his head a couple of times. If you watch it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want to see something real quick here, guys. I apologize. Huh.
He or she or juvenile or whatever it is, it turned its head.
Right there is where it's turned its head right there. I can tell that by how dim it looks. But what I'm trying to see, you guys go ahead and look that one. Okay, what I'm seeing, if you look at that porch light, is just the something was shaking. That made it look like it had a streak over here. All right, so let's continue on. See, now, am I seeing things here, Flatrock? After it turns its head, is it not going straight back? Because I see some kind of movement in that triangle of branches right there. Is that just me?
play it again.
All right, let me back it up. When it turns its head and starts taking off, if you see that triangle branches right above the eye shine, watch, see if you see anything in there.
That could be just the blurriness of the film,
Okay.
making the branches look like they're coming together.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I thought I seen something there.
So you gotta remember, I'm filming through a window. And then
Did you miss it?
there he goes.
I was going to say, did y'all miss it? Look over to the very far left.
I saw eye shine over a couple of times. I didn't know if you saw it or not.
When did you see it over?
I don't know. I didn't say anything, but I thought you done said something. I saw. I've done saw it a couple of times. Thrash makes the third time. Well, play it again. Well, won't this be the fourth time? Am I right?
Well, let's say, let's back it up and we're going to count them. Okay. There's one.
There's your eye shine far to the left as you can go. He kept going to his left. You see it right there before it goes off the screen of your phone.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna back up quite a ways because that's only twice there. So let me back it up good ways. One.
Right there.
Right.
There it is.
Yeah. I see.
You can almost see it walking right there. When it gets on the other side of that tree, you can actually see a little form.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can see this.
Oh, it's just as good as that. It's not as bright as that one in between the V, but it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and these are not shades I've got on. These are actually prescription glasses, so I can see out of them. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good one.
Yeah. Hey, Brian, how are you doing, man? You got to look over me, Brian. My chat room's not working. Brian, are you the same one that I talked to not too long ago on a live down there in Florida? If you are, man, just shake your head yes or no. I can't see. I can't see. Okay, I'm sorry. So you say there's another form over here on to the left. Let me back this up.
Yeah, back it up. Right as the eye shine's happening, you'll see a form around that eye shine.
All right.
Right there. You see a little form up under it?
Yeah.
Now
I did.
bump it one more little bit.
Okay, I'll try.
It's quick. It'll be gone quick on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I seen what he's talking about. It was a little flash of gray there.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Hey, Brian, one of these days I want to get you on the show, man. I'll get with Richard and get you on the show one of these days, and we'll have a little chat. I hope you have some fun with it. All right, let's see. So what's going to happen next is the form shows up again. What happens?
Yeah, if you a little bump it up a little more, you'll see a form take shape around that eye. You might be able to make out a little form around that eye shine.
All right, let's see. Got it.
Mhm.
I seen it. It's faint, but you can see it.
It's faint, but you can see it.
Yeah.
See, I just ain't never studied this film like this, because I just didn't think this film was really that good, like I had told you.
I love it. I love it. I don't see nobody else coming up with something like this.
But see, I ain't even never posted. I don't even think I ever posted this video before.
And to me, it's one of the best videos I've seen. And that's the reason I asked you if you wanted to release this.
Yeah, I don't mind releasing it.
And because I think it's an excellent video. What do you guys in the chat think? What do y'all think about this? Now, see right there, you see that form or whatever, the light, it's coming up. You can see it, coming up.
Yep.
You got to kind of watch quick on that one. Now, I don't think there's much after that, is it? Is it Flatrock?
No, that's it.
Okay. It's about a 2-minute video. But yeah. All right, guys, what do y'all think about that? I want to know. What do y'all think about Flatrock's video? I thought that was some great stuff, man. So, have you tried to do any more recording since then?
I have, but I haven't in the last 2 years anyway. All I've been doing is focusing on audio and capturing language out here. And basically, that's what I've been focusing on, capturing language. Because I do get I get more vocals than anything out here. So that's what I've been focusing on, is language.
Yeah, so you basically have quit videoing. Is that about right?
Yeah, I quit videoing and trail cams and anything else to do with filming. Now, I am still using my thermal, but the 2 thermals I got, one here and one in North Georgia, one of them, I couldn't tell you if it was pareidolia or not. I mean, it's a face, that face moved in and out. And but the thing is, it should have been black hot, but it ended up being like white hot instead of black hot. And it just didn't make sense. I mean, you could see both the eyes, you could see the nose, you could actually see the forehead right here, you can see it's the mouth, you can see its chin, you can see the whole thing. But I put it out, and a lot of people are saying pareidolia, so just instead of making a big thing about it, which I don't make big things on anything anyway, I just take it down. People can't agree to what it is, I just take it down. I want to just keep positive stuff up there.
Sure. Now, in my opinion, this is very positive. The shadow work, which to me leads up to this video, I don't see how anybody can argue against it. Anybody, I don't care if you're a skeptic, put it in the comments. Tell me what you think this was.
I'd like to know myself.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know what you think. You can agree with us. That's fine. I don't care. Just make some comment. But I do want a skeptic out there that doesn't think this is real, or it could be something else. Somebody. I just don't see how you can hoax this. I really don't.
You want skeptics? There's plenty of them. You'll get them.
How about it?
Yeah, I mean, that's all I bring over here to my house is skeptics. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I want to come over here is skeptics. Because you bring anybody who just believes everything's a Bigfoot in the woods, you're not going to get no good information off of it. you bring skeptics over who believe in Bigfoot, but are very skeptic of what they're hearing and what they're seeing and all that stuff. They're gonna find out what it really making that noise and all that stuff, and that's the reason I like to bring skeptics over.
I have a semi-skeptic mind. I mean, I have a problem basically because I've seen a real one from 3 feet away, granted through a window.
Yeah.
You can't really get no closer.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Outside, reach out there and slap it or something. And I have a problem even with all this other stuff that goes on in the Bigfoot communities world, whatever you want to call it. I cannot deny their existence. Okay, I can't. Sometimes I wished I could. I really do. But then again, there's times I feel like I was very lucky and fortunate to have seen one that close. So when something like this shows up, I'm not jumping up and down and saying, "Hey, this is positive proof of Bigfoot." But dadgummit, if it ain't the closest thing that I've seen as far as a video goes, and know somebody personally, I can't dispute it. You see, if you say Bigfoot, I'm like, I'd really have to work very hard and run it through M.K. Davis just to find out if it was real or not, But I know you, Flatrock.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying. So
Yep.
I don't.
Another thing I focus on a lot out here is the physical evidence of it. Since 22, it seems like they been wanting to leave handprints everywhere. Get in my fire pit to move all the leaves and trash away where we burn our trash, and get up under there and get all the burnt food out of it. Just good physical evidence. Not tracks. We're talking handprints, hair, DNA, which I ain't got no blood yet, but they said they could do DNA on those handprints, that white stuff that comes off the hands. But from what I found out, they can't do that yet. So we're in limbo on that after I had it collected and all and sent off. So that's in limbo to find out if there's DNA in there. So
I have heard that they kind of got some kind of oily skin, and I don't know if they can get DNA off that or not. This is just something
I don't think so neither.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe you've seen that handprint I put out there.
They get it off that root of that hair, though. They can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Brian wants to play skeptic on this one. He says, "I'll play skeptic. Why do you think?" And I'm sorry, Brian, I've got a little thing here that's blocking what you're typing, and I'm thinking you're saying we are seeing two eyes shining from that distance. Just asking. Why do you think we're seeing the eye shine? Is what he's asking.
Why do I think you're seeing eye shine? Because there's a camera with my night vision, the night vision camera, looking directly at it, and it's looking directly at that night vision, causing that eye to shine out. That's my point. That's my belief.
Now you say night vision. Are we talking IR?
The infrared light. Yeah, that infrared light. Yep.
Now, from what I understand, they don't like that infrared. Now, this bright light that shines out there like a cross, that is a house light, correct?
That's a house, correct.
Okay. So they're not as particular. From what I understand, with infrared, they won't come near it. That's what I understand. I'm kind of curious, why did these do?
I believe that too, Tommy. Let me say this. I believe that too, but you remember the last video, the first show you played of that baby camera video?
With the
eye shine going around that tree?
You talking about in the first show?
Yeah.
The first time you come up? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, with that one going around that tree. Now, that camera had IR lights all the way around it, but yet there he was 25 feet away from that camera.
Yeah. So
it got IR lights all the way around that camera.
Yeah. So are they scared of it or are they not? but they're so
I
used to
didn't
your
think they
place.
were. I didn't think they
Yeah,
were.
that's what I'm getting at. It doesn't seem like they are, but I'm kind of wondering they're associating that IR maybe with food. You know, because people don't know
I mean,
where you live. And
I say this here, Tommy, as well. I say this here. I'm sorry, I'm walking on you, buddy,
oh,
but
you're fine.
I we put floodlights out here. That one that came up on the porch, the first video you played, that he come when the one coming up on the porch, there was a floodlight right there, yo, and he still come right up on the porch with the floodlight right there. That's why you seen that shadow so good, coming off that car because of the floodlight right there. And yet he come right by it and come right up on the porch. Lights
Mhm.
ain't stopping them critters.
No, don't seem like. Uh, we aren't seeing two eyes. He was wondering why we are only seeing one eye shine. Let's see.
Because these trees right there, all bunch of trees. That's a thick bunch of trees back there where he's at.
Hmm. Yep.
Looked like to me there was two eyeballs there at one time. To me, if you go back and play the film, was well, am I seeing? Am I wrong? It looked like it was.
Oh, okay. I got it. Brian was wanting to know why we're not seeing two eyes instead of one. All right. Shall we go back and look and see?
I thought there were two. I don't know. Maybe there wasn't.
Well, I'm thinking that when you see the
Give me,
brightest, go ahead.
Tommy, give me 30 seconds.
Sure.
Give
Sure.
me 30
Absolutely.
seconds.
I don't know.
Absolutely. No, I see what Brian is saying. Why are we seeing one? Looks like one big flashlight, and but I think what you're seeing is a blending. Is what I'm thinking because it gets so bright. Now that's just my opinion. I have no clue. Hey, Miss Sharon, how are you doing?
They're definitely playing peekaboo with you. They're definitely doing that. They love to do that.
Yeah, yeah. I still say this is one of the best films you'll ever see. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, without an actual capture like Robert and Bob had. I don't know how you're gonna get much better. I don't know. I think there's plenty of things out there that might be better, but people are just not going to bring it. They're just not going to show it. Some people aren't.
Well, of
And
course,
I
and
really can't blame them. I really and truly can't blame them.
that's what I'm saying. As far as that I've seen. Now I've got photographs and evidence of, let's put it that way. But as far to prove things to the world, I'm gonna say, and I know that's not what Flat Rock's trying to do here. He just got a
No,
video.
no. I
I'm
don't try to
throwing
prove
in,
it to nobody. I'm just doing it for my own safety.
yeah,
Exactly.
and that's what I'm getting at. He's not out for anything here. I'm the one that bragged on the video. I mean, ever since he sent it to me, Flat Rock, have I not bragged on this video? I think it's one of the best things
Yeah,
that you will
yeah, yeah.
see as far as being authentic. Now, you're not going to sit here and read description and had white teeth or yellow teeth or whether white in the eyes, how big the nose, and all that. You're not going to see that. But as far as being an
Mm-mm.
authentic video, I would have loved to have been the one. You crazy man? I have this thing on all kinds of stuff if that was my
Think
video.
about think about this once again. He goes in front of that camera, but all you see is a shadow.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I tell
Okay.
you what,
Well, how does
we've had bright lights. We put bright lights on these critters from a car. We actually put bright lights on one of them, and you still don't see nothing but a shadow.
what I'm saying? They know how to cloak somehow.
Okay.
That's the end of that discussion. If you work, yeah, I've done had it happen to me too. Why not you? Why aren't you seeing a full? If I walk in front of that camera, you're gonna see my full body.
Yeah.
Just as
You know
plain
where
as
I'm
you can
going.
see, just
Yeah.
about as plain as you can see me here on YouTube, but you don't see them.
Y'all carry on. You know what I'm fixing to do. Wait. Okay.
You know. They can they
Well,
can
yeah,
shoot they I don't know. Go ahead, Flat Rock.
when we put those bright lights, well, my mom and Mr. Bobby that did it. They was coming in down the driveway, and Mr. Bobby ain't seen one yet, and
Uh-oh.
he seen these eyes, right before he turned into the driveway to my mom's house. He seen these eyes off to the left, into a path that goes into this block of woods out here, out my front door. So he sees it. He's driving up real slow on it, and then he whips the car around into that area and puts his bright lights on, and it stays there. But he's going back and forth around this tree. You can see. He said you can see both eyes, both bright eyes. He said it looked just like flashlights looking right at you, and he said he could see the outline of it. But he said, he couldn't make no features because it just wasn't picking up that light that was on it, other than the eyes itself. And I mean, that's the first time he ever seen one. That was the second time my mom actually seen one. But that's the first time Mr. Bobby actually seen one. Is when he put those bright lights on it. But he couldn't make heads or tails of the features other than the shape itself. Going back and forth around that tree by seeing those eyes. He said when I asked him how big does he think it was, he'll tell you between 7 and 8 foot.
They got some trickery up their sleeve. They know they're doing some stuff we don't understand. I mean, people don't understand something. They want to, wad it up, throw it in the trash can. Well, I can understand that. I can understand that too. Well, the animal's not supposed to just disappear or do this or do that. Well, it's doing something.
Yeah. Well, if you go by that second video that Icebox played, when they was on the side of the trailer shooting up toward the porch, and how fast they come in and how fast they left. I mean, they're running,
Sure.
but how they got out of there that fast and not making much noise at all, going back through those woods right there, just literally blows my mind. Just literally blows my mind. And as you know, it was juveniles. I mean, they wasn't that big, when they come up right there. So I'm figuring it was juveniles that came up to the side of the trailer right there.
They may be faster than the big ones. I don't know.
That was fast. I mean, in a kind of a way, even though I don't believe it is. I mean, it's like they, just popped in, just popped in.
Yeah. Boom, boom, and then they're gone quick as they come in.
It just looks like they popped in.
Exactly.
Thin air, but even though I know that ain't true, but it still looks like that's what they did. I just lost connection for a second.
They know that, like I said, they got.
Am I losing connection?
No, you fine. You just as plain as you were when we first started. Like I said, people just don't want to. They don't want that. Some people want to dip into that subject or delve into that subject, and a lot of people don't want to because now you go into the paranormal side. Well,
yeah.
I mean, flash on, flash off. I guess. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, me not being a researcher or investigator, I mean, I'm gonna straight out say, flesh and blood, of course. As for what they can do, seeing that speed of how they just popped up there, that's something humans can't do.
No. It's like
how fast that sucker come around. How fast that sucker come around and whipped around on that porch. That was amazing in itself, and you didn't even hear him going up that wood step.
No, you won't hear
at all. That wood ramp, you couldn't hear him going up that wood ramp. I mean, I don't know how they're doing it, but they're doing it.
Oh, they know how to do it.
Let me say this, and I haven't even said nothing to Old Bear about this. And Old Bear's my buddy. We were sitting there, and I was fixing. We had showed him the research area that we are engaged with, and him and I gotta say it, geez, Barbie Bear. She was with him, and we had a good time with him. And like I said, we took him out there to the research area, and we had sat down at a camping spot that we was going to use, and I had Old Bear. I had my back to the ridge that went down to the creek. There's a fire pit, and Old Bear was sitting over there on the other side of this chair. Uh, Over here to my left was Barbie Bear and my wife. Well, just before we had got started, I caught something out of the corner of my eye, and I kind of looked real quick, and I seen a flash of black. Okay, you guys know how, especially I don't care. Every now and then you'll see something flash black. You know what I mean? And it's we pass it off. We don't know what it is. It's so dadgum quick. You know, it could have been a leaf for all you know. You know what I'm saying? But it seemed bigger than, of course, something that size. It looked like it might have been the way it flashed, like it was probably maybe a foot tall. You know, I don't know. I'm just saying. I just saw a flash. Well, come to find out, after we had done the interview, me and the wife got to talking about it. She said, "Did you see something black go across over that way?" I said, "Yeah, I did." I said, "But I just, pass it off because you can be driving down the road and, see stuff like that, and it's nothing. But yeah, she seen it at the same time that I did, which struck me curiosity. And later on, of course, I got to recording. That microphone is excellent. If you've got an LG or is it Samsung 24, the microphones on there when you record is outstanding. I mean, they are really great. And I'm sitting there watching Old Bear, and he could sit there and tap his foot on the dirt, and I could hear it. And in the
Oh,
video, and you can ask Henry, you could actually hear some scuffling around going back there behind me somewhere. I didn't pay no attention to it when we was doing the interview because I didn't hear it, but the microphone did. It makes me curious if that is, say, a juvenile, okay, and it moves that dadgum quick.
yeah, they
It
do.
was, it could have been possibly scuffling around back there in the back and got caught. And what I mean by got caught,
Mm.
uh, later on during the interview and afterwards, they got to hearing something that I couldn't hear because I'm sitting there running my mouth. And they just flat out told me, "Okay, ladies, you time to go, or are you ready to go?" And they said yes. And I think they heard some kind of racket that I didn't hear, and said, "Hey, it's time to go." Of course, Old Bear and them and my wife heard it too. I just happened did not to. And guys, I'm not going to tell you I heard something if I didn't hear it, okay, or if I saw something I didn't see it. I'm not going to tell you that. But it kind of makes my mind wonder if these things. I have seen other videos of supposed Bigfoot run from out of a tree into a bush, and it was so daggone fast it wasn't even funny. So I'm kind of wondering if if Bigfoot or these one of these creatures decide to make a charge, would you have a chance?
You can. What I say is, you get these guys that has these. I'll go back and answer that, and then I'll let Flatrock have it. These guys that have these $30,000, $40,000 cameras that are sitting there a mile away, and they catch one on the going up the side of a mountain,
Hmm.
and they're sitting there filming it. First of all, they're walking in snow that you and I first thing we can't even walk in it.
Right.
We can't even. I don't care how good a shape you in. I don't care what you've done. We have to have a specialized shoe to walk in it, and they just keep ascending up that mountain, and they stay there. That's the second thing. We can't do that because the air gets thinner the higher as you go. We know that. So they can adjust their bodies and breathe to that stuff. I don't care how much practice a human being does. He can't do it. You can't. You can get close. Yeah, you can master things and you get so close. We can't do that. You can't do it. And the
Yeah.
way they're going up the side of that hill, I mean, that's one of the most amazing things to me. And yeah, like I told Flat Rock, if I'm out, this is my theory. I don't want to run up on one in the thick brush.
Mm-mm.
Your
Mm-mm.
disadvantage, your advantage is zero. Period. I want to see one. I want to see one. If I'm sitting on the edge of a field hunting or something, and he's walked in that field, he just hadn't saw me. I think I've got a better window of opportunity to get him or get away from him if I've got a bigger area where I can see him. See what I'm
Yep.
saying? What
Mm.
you can, in their in that thick environment. You better have your fully automatic weapons. What you better do, because spray guns, what we always called them. So that's what you better have.
Yep. Yep.
All right, we're gonna
I
step
mean, it's
off
like
into it. Go ahead.
the first one I seen. I just come out on the porch to smoke a cigarette. I can hear Mr. Bobby working on the cook shack over up front. And I look over to my left, and there's this big old black thing right there in the bush. And it started turning on me. Just so slow. I mean, it seemed like it took forever for it to turn around. And then it looked at me. I knew right then what it was. All I could do is drop my head in total fear. That's all I could do. I didn't want to be around one of them things. I didn't. No. I mean, I never believed they were real. But yet there he is looking dead at me, and all I could say was, "Oh shit," while I'm looking down, trying to figure a way I can get back in the house, because he's just right there out in front of me. Nothing between me and him except me up on that porch. And I just wanted to get back in the house. I eventually did. About time, I got my brother to the window. It done scooted on, but man, that was a big SOB.
It makes you wonder how come they can be so quiet.
Yeah.
It makes me
and the only reason I started recording, because I thought it was people in the yard. That's the only reason I started recording.
Trespassers.
The only reason I started recording.
And when I say trespassers, maybe lost hunters, go across the property line or something.
They're more dangerous. They're really more dangerous to me in my mind when they go down on all fours.
Yeah. That's what I've heard. I've heard that they're faster.
I mean, you'd have to have a fully automatic weapon to pop one off. Even if you know how your sights are set, you've got to have something you can spray them with.
I'm going to bring up an interesting conversation because they're talking about it in the chat room. And they were talking about more or less the cloaking, and Mr. Athens said something about they soak up the light. That kind of reminds me of something that Waylon told me a while back of a certain paint, if I'm correct, that absorbs light and such. But I was talking to some guys last night, and this was after a certain episode that we were a part of. Anyways, I got to tell them, I said, do y'all think that I have heard that Bigfoot has like 2 layers of hair on it, or fur, whatever you want to call it? And if it's not 2 layers, it may be the ends of the tips of the hair is translucent. Now, Flatrock, you would probably know more about that than I would, because you're the ones with the hair collection. But that's just what I've heard. Okay.
All right. I put one up under microscope. Me and this other researcher that lived over in Montgomery. The way we collected it, there was a little hut back in the woods where me and another researcher found a bunch of hair in a track and that hut. So I told this guy to bring a car dust buster, and that way we can go across the bottom of the ground and see if we can pick up any hairs inside that hut. Well, we went through everything, and they ended up finding a hair, and so he picked one of his hairs, put it right there beside it, crossed it up, and to look at both of them, and you can see one of them is totally translucent compared to his. You can see all his stuff, in his hair. The other hair that we got out of the hut was just totally translucent. See all the way through it.
Okay.
Which I got a microscope.
Now that being said, okay, that backs up what I've been taught. Okay. I got to telling these guys, we was just talking, okay, just basically what we're doing now. And I told them that we went camping, and I still can't figure this part out, but I'm gonna bring it up again anyways. But there was a part of that night I took a couple of steps to chase a raccoon out from my truck. I've showed a short video of the raccoon, but that was before this happened. And I was basically walking toward this coon so it would leave. I don't want it underneath my truck, tearing up wires or anything like that. Okay, that's how close it was. But when I took that third step, I heard a very low growl, very close, sound like it come from the ground. And I took my thermal and I scanned over that way, and I never seen anything. Well, me and the wife went back a couple of weeks ago to this particular area, and I'm looking. There's no trees outside of the one that I was standing beside that was blocking my thermal. Now, there might have been some underbrush with some leaves, but of course, there's none there now. But still, we should have been able to spot something. Okay. And it dawned on me, and I told these guys, you cannot pick up heat signatures through a window. And the guy said,
That's right.
You kidding me? But you can't. And then, of course, the subject come up, well, the military has night vision that will. Okay, well, that's the military. We don't have that technology. They're not going to let us have that technology, not right now. Okay. But I'm serious. You could sit there and somebody be on the other side of your window and you take a thermal or your thermal and you try to film them, you're not going to pick up no heat signature. It's not going to happen. The window's cold, apparently. So I'm wondering if a Bigfoot has translucent hairs, whether it be at the ends of the tips or if it's a second layer, it is not going to let you pick up certain heat signatures. And I have been explained to, and I don't mind saying who it was. Old Bear says if it's got its back to you, you'll never see it because of that hair.
There's also
if it turns around to you standing, you might. Go ahead.
There's also another theory. You know that thick white stuff, that old greasy stuff on their hands and all.
Yeah.
All right. They're also theorizing that that could also be on their body as well, not just on their hands. And that would also insulate them, insulate their heat to where, they look like a blur in your thermal and not full shaped. And we actually caught a thermal out here in October. And this thing was moving. He ducked in behind the tree. You could actually see him duck in behind the tree. And he's just not as hot as we was, because we tried to debunk it. And we could not. I mean, we're hot. We was hotter than this thing ducking. And, and they got the marks and everything of how high it was, gave it a range. They ranged it from 6.5 to 7.5 foot, and we couldn't debunk it. But the thermal that caught him, this thing should have been hot. I mean, hot. Cause we're only talking between 25 to 40 feet away from him. That when he caught it, but yet this thing was not hot. When it shows him ducking in behind that tree, it's not hot. It's just you can see him. You can see him moving. You can see he's got a little heat to him, but it was nowhere near the heat we are behind that was doing.
Oh, we look like we're on fire.
Yeah. So I'm theorizing also is that might be that grease, that oil that's all over their body and not just on their hands. It could be. I don't know, but that's also a theory that's being put out there as well.
A thin coating. It strikes me interesting, guys. And y'all tell me if I'm off base here. Could it be that this hair does have these translucents disguising the heat signatures? Because I asked, I was showing a video to Old Bear. I can't remember if it was the video of the deer and I think it was. And he's looking at something very closely. And I see what he's looking at. And I told him, I said, that's nothing. But it looks like a shape of a body with shoulders and a head. But it caught his eye. And he once I said something like that to him, he kind of played it off. But I wonder if he knows something that tells me that he thinks that that could have been one standing there. Is what I'm thinking. Because if
Mhm.
they can do that, if you look at a general direction of a supposed or presumably noise that maybe a Bigfoot might be making, or you see one, if the shape is there, you might ought to be on the cautious side. You see where I'm going with this?
Mhm.
It might not show up quote as the heat signature that we expect. I got my dogs.
Yep.
I sit there and watch them in the thermal. They look bright as day, like you're shining a
Yeah.
flashlight on them. But with this
Yeah.
kind of a, I can't say a disguise, but this kind of hair that is blocking the heat signature, it makes me wonder. It really does.
Yeah. I I mean, it blew my mind, that we had caught this thing. I mean, two people seen it on different devices. Miss
Yes.
Angie seen it on night vision. She didn't have a record on. She should, if she would have, that would have been a good one.
I
But
bet she's spanking
Bud
herself
caught
for
it
that.
on thermal. Bud caught it on thermal, and back up what Angie was seeing. And Bud, he's a big time skeptic. He likes to, get
Yeah.
down in the bushes to debunk everything, and that's why I like him. He comes from Ohio
I,
down here to research.
now, is Bud and Angie from Ohio?
Yeah, Bud and Angie's from Ohio. Yep.
Okay. Okay. I imagine some of the people that are in the chat room know them. I've heard good things about them. Let's put it that way. But,
Yep.
anyways, all right, guys, we have been on here an hour and a half. Is there anything else y'all would wish to discuss about?
Let me say this one more theory about
Sure.
footprints, if you don't mind. All right.
Oh,
I
yes,
got this
please
from
do.
I got this information from MK Davis, and it's a great theory. It really is. But you got a Patty footprint and you got a Freeman footprint. The Patty footprint, as you know, is human looking.
Mhm.
The Freeman footprints are like hourglass footprints, wider up there with toes, and then comes down like an hourglass. What the theory is that with the Patty footprints, it's the type of Bigfoot that has human DNA. The hourglass footprints, the theory is that these are the ones that are unknown DNA, totally no human DNA in it whatsoever.
A purebred.
And that's a theory that's floating out there. And to me, that's a great theory.
Hmm.
Why does Patty have a totally different kind of footprint than other Bigfoots? I mean, I get hourglass footprints out here. I ain't seen the first human looking Bigfoot track yet. They all been hourglass,
Well,
but yet Patty's was human looking, and there's other ones that out there that look human looking,
I,
human shaped, and so to me, that's a good theory on footprints itself. I mean,
I,
I can't say it's true, but it's a good theory.
well, I have actually started looking into it, and I've just started because we discussed this about a week ago, and I
Hmm.
was on a particular program, same program I was talking about the thermal, and I had brought this up, and I didn't want to say exactly what I was talking about because I didn't know who the
Hmm.
originator was of this
Yeah,
theory, but I thought it was very interesting. You know,
it is.
uh, if you look at the footprint at the beginning of my intro or in my intro, that is my capture of a footprint. Okay, this is what I
Hmm.
found below the bridge, yada yada. But if you look at it, it looks almost oval shaped. Okay.
Hmm.
Uh, Now I ain't gonna say it's completely oval, but to me it is. Okay. And when you said that, I'm not sitting there thinking, okay, if that theory is correct, then this footprint would have to be that of the one with human DNA. I have
Hmm.
got pictures of other footprints that look more like a human. And I think one guy's on here tonight that was part of this discussion. And if it's kind of like you've got an arch to it, you see, well, that's where you get your hourglass shape. You know what I'm saying? To me, that is the one that you're saying is an unknown, possibly what I would call maybe a purebred, if that's what, if there's such a thing.
Yeah, right, like like in the Freeman footage. I don't believe they're hoaxed. A lot of people like to call them hoaxed. I don't believe they're hoaxed. Because I mean, the media tore him up, lying about him. Since he said he puts footprints in his garden. Well, he's putting footprints in his garden to practice. To practice, learn how to make the tracks. So they find him out there where he went up there in the Blue Mountains. I guess that's where he went. And got all those footprints up there. Even Jeff Meldrum went up there, got footprints, proved them to be real. So then we're like hourglass footprints. Totally different than the Patty footprints. Totally different. There's got to be a reason they're totally different. I mean, it ain't like say the three-toed ones. We're talking the same area, around the same area between California and Washington, Pacific Northwest, with two different type footprints. So if one of them got human DNA and one of them don't, that's a theory that needs to be followed out.
Now, I believe I'm going to safely assume that in either type of these Bigfoot prints, whether it be human DNA or unknown, they still have the mid-tarsal break in it that Jeff Meldrum talks about.
Still got the mid-tarsal. That's correct.
Okay. That's very interesting. And I'm going to look into it myself more, you know what I'm saying? Because it's something you get to look into as a knowledgeable thing. It's still not what I would call solid concrete yet. Let's put it that way. Nothing in Bigfoot as far as that goes is solid concrete. And I hate to say that, especially since I brag so much on your film tonight. I might get nailed for that, but hey, I'm still going to stick behind that one. But yeah, footprints, reactions, habitats, and all that kind of stuff still needs to be further studied and proved the best that we know how. But I thought that was a very interesting. I'm going to tell you something else about MK Davis. I talked to MK Davis probably for an hour before we come on the show. And he was telling me things that he did not say on the show. Ended up being a great show. He basically just took over and done his thing, and it was great. After the show, he talked to me for another 45 minutes, which I thought was the most interesting 45 minutes I've ever had a discussion with. He was telling me things that a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know. And I'm sure he's willing to share it, but he doesn't post it up on his channel, what he was telling me that day. And you telling me this come from him, I don't doubt it at all. Yes. And this man has been around for a while. So he may be onto something. I mean, I was proud. I was crediting you for it, because you're the one that told me. But I'm glad to hear that it did come from MK, the originator of it. But anyways, all right. Have we got anything else we want to talk about tonight? Well,
no, I was typing in the chat about Thanksgiving. Now, I'll send you my phone number, Flatrock, on Messenger. I don't know why I ain't already given it to you, but I'll send it to you on Messenger when we get off the show. Where you have it?
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Let his internet catch up.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you was froze up there for a little bit. What'd you say?
You want me to give you a call, Waylon?
Yeah, well, you can give me a call next week. I'll throw your number up there, and then you'll get together and we'll discuss some of this other stuff, and we'll try to make a show out of what you and I was talking about before we started this show.
Yeah, because we have been on for an hour and a half, and I know some people got to work and all that kind of stuff. Let me finish up reading something in the chat. Okay. But yeah, let me put it this way, Brian. Yes, I will try to get in touch with you, and we'll talk about getting a show up with you if you don't care. Uh, and I will reiterate, new program coming up with Richard Farabee of BFFG and uh, Johnny Two Bears of Sasquatch Brigade, if I remember correctly. So these two have teamed up. They want to try to get out there. If you've got stories you want to tell, you don't have to come on camera. You can send your stories to them. Researchers, they want to talk to you also, but they are starting up, and I think it would be a great and fantastic show. I'm throwing my full support behind them. Not like they need it, but I want to try to get us some subscribers up. December 8th is going to be their premiere show. I will be sitting there with bated breath myself. So, guys, if you wouldn't mind, look them up on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe to them if you can. Let's get this program going down there in Florida. Johnny Two Bears is from Georgia, and Richard, of course, is in Florida. So, guys, look it up. The name of the show is going to be Sasquatch Unredacted, if I'm saying it right. But I think you put it in there. You would redacted, acted, or something like this. REACTED, I think it is. So, anyways, look them up, and if you can, get over and subscribe to them. Guys, anything else you want to talk about tonight before we get out of here?
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Everybody have a good holiday. Be safe.
Happy
And
Thanksgiving.
happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And I doubt we'll have a show next Sunday. I'll leave that up to Icebox because it's Thanksgiving weekend. So we're not here. We'll have one the next week. Good Lord's willing, the creek don't rise.
Well, if I could grab Flatrock by the nape of his head and pull him back on here, we might. No, we got some options. We'll find out. Yeah, you're our own. Flatrock, we love having you. And there was other conversations we was really wanting to get into with Flatrock tonight. So, Flatrock, would you care to come back on again some other time?
I will. Anytime you want me to come on, I'm here.
All right. We love having you. And I'll tell you what, we'll get with Waylon and we'll come up with another show. But I appreciate you letting me show the video tonight. I really enjoyed it. I wanted to brag on it, and I still am. It's one of the best videos I've seen. There's nothing fake. It's all authentic. That's what's incredible about it. And
yeah, everything I put out is 1,000% real. You know, there's no reason to put out fake stuff.
No, no, none at all. Now, if I put something out there, I put it out there for the public, the chat room, anybody. I do not care to be a skeptic about and dice it up if you want to. Hey, that doesn't do nothing but make me have more knowledge. Okay. So you're not hurting my feelings none. Go at it. I do not care. And I really don't care about this on this video. If you want to cut it up and dice it up and put in the comments, hey, what about this? What about that? Great. I want to see it. Let's do it. I still think 100% there's no doubt in my mind it's authentic. There's no doubt in what we see in my mind.
With me not being an investigator, people can take it the way they want to. It don't bother me because I only do this for safety reasons. No reason else. No reason else.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I call it one of the best films I have seen since Fatty. It's just because it's so authentic. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. Guys, we appreciate y'all coming on with us tonight. We appreciate everybody that come out here to be with us. Look at you, Wade. You done found you a magic button. I'm so proud of you.
I didn't do that. I didn't do that. Somebody sent that to me. Whoever done it, thank you. We love all of y'all.
All right, y'all be safe this Thanksgiving weekend. Y'all take care. If possible, we will try to come back on next Sunday. I'm not sure if it'll be Flatrock. I would love to have Flatrock, but we'll get with Flatrock and we'll find out for sure. I try to intermingle different people, different times. So, anyways, Flatrock, man, I really do appreciate it, but I really do. So we're gonna get out of here, guys. Thanks again. I can't think of any other announcements. Can you?
Okay. Roll Tide, y'all. Roll Tide.
Bless it. Bless it. All right, Roll Tide, everybody. Y'all be careful. Thanks for coming. We'll see y'all later. Take care.